Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Eiji Kawashima, who is a goalkeeper for the Japanese national team in Standard Liège. Now, a couple of months ago, Canada played in a friendly against Japan, and the Japanese team was, well, the better team through and through. Canada played pretty well, but in the end of the day, the Japanese superior skill was just too much for them. However, Kawashima looked downright dodgy, and when you're out of your depth against Canada, that's when you know you suck. Now, I've pretty much narrowed down all of my complaints with Kawashima to three key areas. Number one, he's pretty bad at taking crosses. Now in this clip we can see a good example of this as the ball gets played into the box by the Loughran player. Kawashima comes for it, misjudges it, and in the end makes a very, very good recovery save, I must say. He does have very good reflexes. However, when this ball gets played in, rather than waiting and seeing where it's going to come for and seeing if he's going to be able to get to it, Kawashima just charges out like a mad bull, and in the end finds that he can't get to it and has to retreat back onto his goal line. Now, he makes a very good recovery save. However, if he had waited and seen that he couldn't have gotten to that ball, then he would never have had to make that save. He could have just made a very simple save, probably just taking a step or two to his right, his left, a couple steps to his left, caught the ball, and would have saved his team defending a corner. In this clip, we see another similar example where he has a hard time dealing with a high ball. As the ball gets flicked back, Kawashima elects to punch it, and Anderlecht gets a goal as this annotation shows up, which is not supposed to be there. Just edit that out with your mind. Anyway, as we see, the ball gets flicked up. Firstly, these defenders need to do a better job of blocking out the strikers so that Kawashima is under less pressure to take this high ball. But secondly, this ball's in the air for a long time, and he has lots of time to judge it and to decide what he's going to do with it. Now, he probably could catch this, but, taking high balls is a pretty difficult skill that a lot of goalkeepers struggle with. Now, but if he decides he's going to punch it, he needs to punch it out here or out here. But instead, it kind of just goes up the middle. That defender can't clear it, and eventually, Anderlecht scores. Which is, obviously not what you want to happen. Secondly, he is really bad 1v1. In this clip, we see an example of this as the ball gets played in. That annotation is really starting to annoy me. And Kawashima gets caught falling back, and the ball goes into the net. Now, if we see here, as this shot's getting taken, he is in a pretty good position to stop this. He's got his angles well covered, but he falls back rather than staying on his feet, and it goes through his legs. As a goalkeeper, in this situation, you have to stay on your feet and prevent this kind of thing from happening. Now here we see something quite similar. As the Loughran player gets in, gets by three guys somehow, and again, Kawashima falls back and the ball goes by him. Now, firstly, that's some marvelous defending. But anyway, Kawashima could have bailed out his defenders if he had just stayed up, because again, he's got his angles covered. If he stays on his feet, he's in a good position to make a good reaction save. He has very good reactions, I will say that for him. However, he falls back, and the ball goes through his feet. You have to go forward and attack the ball. You can't be falling back like this. Otherwise, this is going to happen. You have to come out, be big, stay on your feet, and let the attacker make the first move, and not fall back and try and be a hockey goalie. Thirdly, and finally, he parries the ball into bad areas. Here we can see a good example of Kawashima parrying a ball into a bad area. Now, he was doing a lot of this against Canada, but because none of them result in goals, because we're Canada, I don't have any highlights of them available because for some reason the Canadian national team's YouTube channel only seems to upload the goals that get scored in games. I don't know why that is. It annoys me, but oh well. Anyway, if we come back here, we see that Kawashima, to be honest, probably could have caught this. I mean, taking a step to his right, he probably could have caught this. It's a little bit difficult, but he probably could have. But if he decides that he isn't going to catch it, he has to parry it out to the sides here. Because if he just punches it straight up down the middle, something like this is going to happen. Now, fortunately for him, that guy hit the crossbar, and he got really lucky there. Normally, if you do this, this ball is going to end up in the back of the net. You have to get the ball either to a safe area or catch it. Otherwise, you're going to give yourself more work than you need to, and it's going to come back and bite you. Now, this is another good example of it, where he gets something that should be a very easy catch and ends up parrying it. Now, fortunately for him, he's able to recover from this, but you can't be parrying that. You've got to be catching that. It's super, super simple. You can't be considered the best goalkeeper in Asia and be parrying this. That's just ridiculous. At the end of the day, Kawashima is a very good athlete, but not a very good goalkeeper. It's very strange to me that some people still consider him the top goalkeeper in Asia. I believe that Ali Al-Habsi of Oman or Zheng Cheng of China are far superior goalkeepers.